of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
We welcome you to Nationals Park, where Ryan Schimpf gets ready. Well, Will Myers was Mr. June, but Ryan Schimpf has been Mr. July. Some terrific numbers. And Trey Turner for the Nationals. Last 5 games, he's been red hot. He'll be at second base, so the battle of the second baseman here tonight. It's the Padres and Nationals from Nationals Park. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, the Padres shifting from St. Louis and being swept by the Cardinals. It's not because of the offense, because Mark Grant, the offense has been very good.
I love it personally when the Padres offense gets offensive. Let's be offensive tonight in the nation's capital. Why not? They've been scoring a lot of runs. Why? Well, the home run is a big story for the Friars. When you look at the National League rankings, this is back to June 1st. So this is a good sample size. First in runs per game. First in slugging percentage. And you talk about 19 straight games when they've homered, a total of 31 in that span. You know, last night, 6, 7, and 8 hitters, they came through with 4 runs scored. If it's not the top of the lineup, it's the bottom of the lineup, and vice versa. Everybody's pitching in, picking each other up.
Tonight, Tanner Roark on the mound tonight. He's looking for his 10th win individually.
I really like this guy. This guy's a bulldog. He throws strikes. He's got the sinker, the slider, the curveball he mixes in there. He is not afraid. The last 5 games, an ERA, a minuscule 1.72. And the last start against the Padres, 6 innings, the 7 hits. But this guy goes right after guys. If he's got that movement, the infielder's going to be very, very busy. He's a ground ball type pitcher.
All right, last weekend the Padres took on a team that had 57 wins, and the Giants, they swept them. They'll try to do the same against the 57-win Nationals. Padres and Nationals in the nation's capital. We're back with it right after this. Radio presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. And by Petco, your complete pet store. Back in the nation's capital, and there is the capital off in the distance as the Padres and Nationals get ready. Of course, always picking the stick here, and tonight, brought to you by Saquon. This is what it looks like you pick the stick. I'm going with Alexei Ramirez. Alexei, of course, with 3 hits in last night's game, starting to come around offensively. That's why. Why did you go with Dickerson, Mark Grant? As the first pitch of the ball game in there for a strike. Roark not waiting around.
He works very, very quickly. Be on your toes.
Melvin Upton leading it off here for the Padres in their road gray uniforms. Roark looking for his 10th win of the year, comes in individually at 9-5. He showed you his numbers lately for the right-hander. 2.82 ERA. Melvin Upton Jr. leading it off. 91st game of the year for the Padres center fielder. The absence of John Jay in center. And a swing and a miss for Upton Jr. 21st appearance, 20th start of the year for Roark. Ahead of Upton, 1-2. And a fly ball out towards center field that Ben Revere will move over and reel it in for out number 1. Let's check out the rest of the San Diego Padres. We just saw Melvin Upton Jr. Ryan Schimpf coming up at second base with Matt Campy in right field. Got Herbis Solarte at third base, Alex Dickerson at left, Alexei Ramirez at shortstop with Brett Wallace at first base. Derek Norris does the catching, and Luis Perdomo out of the 9 spot for Andy Green. The Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. 1 out for Ryan Schimpf.
Look at a little spark plug, Ryan Schimpf.
Indeed, he's had a terrific month.
My goodness, the extra base power, the home runs. There's some power in that punch.
Called up from El Paso and making the best of his time here right now. The Nationals are in the shift on the right side against him. They'll take the strike.
Tanner Roark. Yeah, we know about the rotation. We know the Strasburgs, the Gonzalez. We know about Max Scherzer. But I tell you what, Tanner Roark, he's got the fastball, slider, curveball, and he gets grounders. And talking to some of the Nationals people, I know Scherzer's got a better ERA, but right now Tanner Roark probably one of the top 2 in this rotation. Strasburg's got the record of 13-1, but there's just something about him that he goes out there and he fights like a bulldog and he aggressive in the zone. Tremendous movement on that 2-seamer.
93 on the 2-seamer. That it's even the count at 2-2. We saw the curveball the pitch prior to that had Schimpf baffled. 1 down here in the inning, and Schimpf will take strike 3, rung up by Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire. Roark gets his first strikeout of the game. 2 down. Well, defensively, in behind Tanner Roark. Left to right across the outfield, it's Jason Worth, Ben Revere, and Bryce Harper. Third to first, Anthony Rondon, Danny Espinoza, Trey Turner, and Daniel Murphy, with Wilson Ramos doing the catching for Tanner Roark.
This team can catch the ball. They've got a very, very good defense. Fewest errors.
Yeah, they've made 36 errors as a team in 96 games. That is the fewest amount of errors in Major League Baseball. So that's good. They can pitch. They're good defensively, and they are atop the National League East. They come in at 4.5 games ahead of Miami.
Airtight defense, and as a pitcher, you mean to tell me you're not smiling ear to ear?
Dusty Baker's done a fantastic job here so far for the Nationals. They have, as we mentioned off the top, 57 wins, 39 losses. 4.5 games better than Miami atop the National League East. Umpire crew tonight, Dan Bellino's got the plate calling the balls and strikes with Tom Hallion, the crew chief, at first base. Laz Diaz at second base, and Adam Hamari, the umpire, at third. 2 down here in the first inning, and Matt Kemp will take a pitch high.
Boy, even when the pitches are up from Roark, he still has some tremendous movement. Had tremendous movement on that pitch to Ryan Schimpf for the call third. It was up and out of the zone. He got a call, so might have a high strike zone tonight with Dan Bellino behind the plate calling balls and strikes.
In the air, hit well to left field. Jason Worth going back towards the track at the wall, and that ball is gone. A home run for Matt Kemp. Into the bullpen in left field, and Kemp gets his 21st home run of the year and puts the Padres on top 1-0. Now after Roark, 2 quick outs, Matt Kemp takes him out of the yard.
Oh, for the long one. Matt Kemp gets one up in the zone and sends it on its way, and the streak continues. The franchise best streak of hitting a home run in each game, now at 20. Ain't that some kind of nice?
Well, Yangervis Solarte, who was able to extend it last night for the Padres with his solo home run. Now the 20 games, starting June the 28th to present, most consecutive games, at least 1 home run this season. And Kemp continues it here with 2 outs in the first inning.
There goes the no-hitter. There goes the shutout. Matt Kemp breaking it up.
Well, Solarte, like the Padres, been hitting very well lately. 346 average since the middle of June for Solarte. 27 games at 21 RBI, 6 home runs during that time, and primarily been doing it from the cleanup spot of the Padres order. That's where he is again tonight with 2 down here in the first inning. He bats with the bases empty, and the Nationals are shifting on the right side. It's the arms out of the way, and that's up high.
And Roark does not give up a lot of home runs. He keeps the ball in the yard with the best of them. That's only the 8th home run he's given up in 124 plus innings.
Solarte carves it foul off to the left, and it hangs at 2-2. So Matt Kemp going deep here off Roark. 21st home run of the year, RBI number 64 of the year for Matt Kemp. Two. They'll get it inside for ball 3. I mentioned the home run for Solarte last night to continue the streak. And for Solarte, his 10th home run of the year, so into double figures in that category now. Padres, of course, at one point last night enjoyed a 5-1 lead against the Cardinals. Grounded down the first baseline, nicely picked by Murphy. He'll flip to Roark, who covers for the out that ends the inning. Well, Matt Kemp strokes his 21st home run of the year, gives the Padres a 1-0 lead right out of the gate tonight from Washington. Nationals are coming up when we come back. Top 1-0 in this game with a home run out of the gate in the first inning as the Washington Nationals are coming up. For the first time tonight, we check out their starting 9, brought to you by Hyundai. As Ben Revere will lead it off in center field with Jason Worth in left. Daniel Murphy at first base with Bryce Harper in right field in the cleanup spot. Wilson Ramos doing the catching with Anthony Rondon at third base. Trey Turner at second base with Danny Espinosa at short, and Tanner Roark Here's the pitcher out of the 9 spot. Luis Perdomo on the mound tonight for the Padres.
The 23-year-old gets the onion. He will cast plateward his 9th start. He's got the power 2-seamer. And he's got to trust Derek Norris. That's been documented. Derek Norris is going to put down the sign. He's going to put the glove in or out, up or down. Just throw it, put down, and hit the glove, hopefully, for Perdomo.
Well, he hits the glove there for strike 1 to Ben Revere, leading off every day for the Nationals. .219 average, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in his 60th contest of the year. And on the grass at third is Solarte. In case he entertains any thoughts of bunting, always a possibility for Ben Revere. Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C., home of the Washington Nationals. There's a pitch fouled off here by Ben Revere. Makes it 1-2.
Well, not the best on-base percentage for Ben Revere at .264 for a leadoff hitter. And you know what, though, quite frankly, for these Nationals, it's not all about getting on the leadoff hitter. I mean, they've got some punch in this lineup. They're first in home runs. They're fourth in RBI. So if he gets on, it can work to their advantage, but they sit back and wait. They love the 2-3 run shot.
Kind of a late arriving crowd. Still see a lot of the fans making their way in as this one is carved foul off to the left. You look out to the concourse in left center field. The gates are packed out there. People coming in that are not yet in the ballpark yet. So I imagine traffic in this area a little steep this time of night here in Washington.
A little steamy down in the metro, you think?
I would say so. Now, you were in St. Louis. I was not. This is more comfortable than St. Louis as far as weather goes. Yes?
Yeah, I saw a cheetah run across the outfield in St. Louis. It was so hot. 98 degrees first pitch, heat index of 111.
Wow. Sorry I missed that.
But hey, it's baseball.
Yeah.
Summertime.
The chance to spend 4 days with the smartest fans in baseball.
Yep. I learned a lot.
Swinging a foul tip at the dish for Ben Revere. Fortunately for the Padres, they did not win any of those games.
Yeah, last night's game, that hurt. 5-1 lead. Bullpen just couldn't hang on. And you start fresh again today.
And Revere, Worth, and Murphy in the first inning here for the Nationals. Perdomo, as mentioned, 3-4 coming into this outing. And this is out towards left center field. On the move is Dickerson. So is Upton. Upton will step in front of Dickerson. Make the catch out there in left center for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Padres defensively. Dickerson in left, Upton in center, Kemp in right, Solarte at third. Ramirez at short, Schimpf at second. Wallace gets a start at first base, and Norris doing the catching for Perdomo. Defensively for the Padres, brought to you by Ford. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Jason Worth. Left fielder at 247 coming in. 11 homers and 41 runs driven in.
This guy will take a pitch with the best of them, won't he? I mean, he approaches the batter's box, and it's almost like he just kind of nonchalantly stands there. He has in his mind, okay, I'm going to take it. Regardless, ball, strike, I want to see what this guy has to offer.
46 walks on the year for Worth as he'll take a strike. 46 walks, 82 strikeouts. 11 home runs coming into this game tonight. Nationals playing in their 97th game of the year. Check swing foul, kind of changed his mind in the middle. Well, part of last night's win for the Cardinals, and the walk-off turned out to be against Carlos Villanueva to end it. That base hit that ended the night and had erased what was a 4-run deficit. 5-5 before that base hit that gave the Cardinals the victory. So the Padres swept the Giants at home last weekend. They get swept by the Cardinals to begin this 3-city tour in St. Louis. Now moving over here for the weekend series against the Nationals before heading north of the border to Toronto for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3-game series coming up.
It's been a while since I visited our friends to the north.
First time the Padres have ever been to Toronto. In the air to left center field, hit pretty well. Upton headed back and looking up, and that ball is gone. An answer to the first inning home run by Matt Kemp. Jason Worth has his 12th home run of the year. Nationals tie it up 1-1. Upton, who was in medium depth right center field, took one step and watched that one leave.
Well, this one hurts. Why? 1-2 count. And you know what? Jason Worth, he goes down and gets this. Watch them go down and get this. And the flip of the bat, he knew he got it. Very subtle. But Jason Worth, once he gets that shillelagh started, he went down and got that one. That's to one of the deepest part of the ballparks in left center field.
He knew it right away, too.
Yep.
So a 1-1 ball game just like that. And it brings up Daniel Murphy. Crowds that played from the left side and having some kind of year. Murphy hitting at .350 heading into tonight's action. 18 home runs, 69 RBIs to go along with that hefty batting average, which is the best in the National League. Second in the majors, Jose Altuve, the Astros, hitting at .357 as the top spot in that category. Just missed. Norris leaves it there for a while. For Bellino to get a look, but he called it a ball. 1-1.
Got squeezed right there. I wonder how many people would have banked on Daniel Murphy having this type of season after the
playoffs.
Yeah, great playoffs. I'm not, there were a lot of people out there that were like, okay, it was just one of those hot streaks that he was on.
Good couple of weeks.
I'll tell you what.
You don't expect it to be a good couple of months.
Yeah.
That's what it's turned into. Here we are on this July 22nd. Well into the year, and he's putting together a .350 average. In the middle of this Nationals order on a daily basis. And part of the reason that the Nationals are in the top spot in the National League East, and you got the Mets 6 games out heading into tonight's action. On the ground is Schimpf at second base. Only the second out of the inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, they just did it. You saw the 4-3 play. Minimize Murphy. Daniel Murphy. Keep him quiet, right? He's been hot, as Don mentioned. And Padres bullpen hold the lead. If the Padres get a lead, that was one of the things that happened last night. The 5-1 lead they saw slip away. Bullpen couldn't hold those Cardinals, and it's on to D.C. So hopefully things change.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning for Bryce Harper. He played 97 games. This is his 93rd that he has been in the lineup. 20 home runs, 55 runs batted in for Harper. This year's National League unanimous 2015 MVP.
That is still incredible to me. I mean, I know he had a remarkable year, but still unanimous. That's wow.
One of the most remarkable seasons in Major League history. This year leads the league in walks, 74 walks. We're talking about Worth taking a walk. Bryce Harper's not afraid to do the same.
Was it the Cubs series when the Nats were in Chicago? They walked him 13 times in that series.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Unbelievable. No, we're not going to pitch to you. We'll try to pitch to the next guy.
There are the numbers for him. 74. Joey Votto at 67. Always walks a lot, but not more than Bryce Harper this year. Good pitch over the inside corner. So all that walking, Harper has reached base safely in 36 of his last 39 games.
See what Derek Norris puts down here for the young right-hander. A little two-seamer away.
Ends up running in.
And he got squeezed. Derek was set up away. He had to reach across there and did not get the call.
That may be the reason. Moving target that time. Full count. Shifting on the right side are the Padres with Schimpf in short right field, ducking back here on Bryce Harper. Ends up walking him. Speaking of walks, down to first base goes Harper with 2 down. Perdomo, who had never pitched above A ball coming in this year after being selected in the Rule 5 draft, and he has improved month by month over the course of the year.
Progress. That's what you want to see, especially from a kid like Luis Perdomo, as you mentioned, Don. A ball to the big leagues. How many guys can make that adjustment? And with the way the year's going for the Padres, yes, get your feet wet at the big league level. Now he's going to get that rock once every 5th day, hopefully, and learn at this level. Hey, the Padres are 16 and a half games out. I see no problem with it. Learn at the big league level and then come into spring training next year fighting for a job in that rotation from day one.
2 down, taken off at first base is Harper. Throw from his knees from Norris is not going to be in time. Stolen base for Bryce Harper. Norris throwing from his knees. Virtually that's all he had time to do. And Harper able to steal second base, get into scoring position.
Well, team leader now at 15 for Bryce Harper. He gets a pretty good jump. There's a flash look. Keeps that left hand intact with the bag. Hand on the bag, stays on the bag. No tag, in safely. Well, he slides in hard, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. There with 2 down, and Ramos will swing away, and opposite field base hit. Harper being waved around. Kemp is going to throw softly back into the infield, and the Nationals will take a 2-1 lead. A big 2-out stolen base first by Harper, and then a big 2-out RBI single by Ramos, and the Nationals take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Well, being aggressive on the base paths with the stolen base, and I tell you what, Ramos does a nice job of inside outing that 2-seam fastball. Perfectly hit to the right side. 2 outs, crack of the bat, and Bryce Harper scores easily.
So 2 down, Ramos at first, and Anthony Rendon coming up. Nationals third baseman. 254, 11 homers, and 36 runs batted in. Versatile infielder and one of the top young hitters right now in the game. He'll take strike 1. May 10th is when he really started to turn the year around, hitting at 280 since then. 13 doubles, 9 home runs.
Talking to some of the Nationals announcers, laying off the slop down and away out of the zone. And once a hitter gets the feel for that, not that time.
Well, chases that down and away, and
that could be the stuff of Luis Perdomo, out of the hand looking straight, and then all of a sudden that slider down and away.
Ramos at first base, held on over there by Brett Wallace, getting the start tonight at first. Unusual night off for Will Myers, who's not had one in a long time. And that, of course, includes the All-Star break and Home Run Derby. No time off virtually for Myers during the break. Had the 1 day.
Not so much physical, but mental.
Yeah.
You know, you think you need that mental break.
So a down day for him. He actually came over with us. Very unusual.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. Got to know Will a little bit. Talk a lot about a lot of things other than baseball.
1-2 pitch on the ground on the third baseline. Nicely picked by Solarte. Long throw, and able to pick it out as Wallace on the other side to end the inning. Well, a couple of runs for the Nationals in the bottom of the 1st inning. Worth with a home run. RBI single by Ramos is 2-1 Nationals.
Team's resilient. All year long, guys come back up, be ready to play the next day. Just went through our meeting in there. Everybody seems fine. I don't think there's any hangover effect to where the game went last night. It's baseball. We've been taking them a day at a time all season, and we sweep the Giants. You don't talk about being the best team in baseball, and when you get swept, you don't worry about being the worst. You just go up and play the game the next day, and that's what our mentality is going to be probably the rest of the year.
Andy Green was telling me before the game today, he said this is as tough a road trip as any you could possibly have in baseball, especially right after the All-Star break when you take into account the heat factor, the distance factor, and of course the doubleheader that would just sort of got thrown in there during the St. Louis trip. So he said throughout this road trip he's going to give guys a chance to have a rest. Of course, Will Myers, as you guys were saying last half inning, that Will is very much in need of a rest. I mean, as Andy said, he didn't really get an All-Star break. When you take into account the euphoria from the Home Run Derby and, of course, the All-Star Game, being named the ambassador to the All-Star Game, he said he really wanted to get Will some downtime. And they're also going to take a step back from taking BP on the field tomorrow and on Sunday. Let these guys stay cool and not be out in the elements, because it is definitely hot down here. And Andy said of yesterday's game in St. Louis, he said it was the hottest day he has ever experienced as a baseball player or a manager.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Yeah, the humidity tour continuing right now for the Padres. They have one coming up later in the season as well. Atlanta and Miami coming up. That's going to be a little toasty also.
It's a good weight loss plan.
It is.
So that's the way I look. I try to stay positive and just deal it, roll with the changes. So
chance to wear the polos too, break out the polos. Alex Dickerson leading it off here for the Padres.
Now imagine going out and playing defense, and whether you're a pitcher, position player, or catching in the conditions like this. My point is you don't have to be a catcher or a pitcher. I mean, it takes its toll. The bat gets a little heavier.
Well, Dickerson strikes out, second K for Roark. There are always questions as to whether or not you should do the home run derby, and does it change your swing? And we've seen over the course of the years that sometimes guys are affected, it seems, after the All-Star home run derby. And you look at some of the numbers of some of these guys that were involved, and some are down. Mark Trumbull at 192, Giancarlo Stanton.
That's really remarkable, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it takes its toll. I mean,
and if you ask 8 players, these 8, what are they going to say? No, it's not effective.
No effect. Yeah.
I'll turn it around. Well, and I'm not saying I'm not doubting them. I'm just, I can't speak for them. And
how about Stanton in 61 home runs? I mean, that was unbelievable.
Truly remarkable. I'm glad I got a chance to see it in person. It was fun to watch.
Alexei Ramirez with a 3-hit performance against the Cardinals. Get it going here and continue it tonight, rolling into Washington for the first of 3 and facing Tanner Roark. Down on the count, 1-2. Mentioned the Matt Kemp home run, truly remarkable. Padres have been going deep at a regular rate, but Roark, as you mentioned, not giving up home runs on a regular rate. 0.51 home runs per 9 innings. 4th lowest among qualifiers in the National League. Fly ball headed towards right field. Bryce Harper has it sized up, and there are 2 down in the inning. Well, the Padres, they have been putting together some runs, and you take a look since June 1st on, both teams doing very well in that category. Padres first, 226 runs, 3rd of the Nationals. But OPS and home runs, the Padres one short of what the Nationals have done, 62, and Nationals was 63.
And hopefully for the Padres, the numbers stay like that consistently, and the pitching starts to throw out zeros more consistently.
Now Brad Wallace will take a pitch high. Getting the start at first base in the absence tonight, and the night off for Will Myers. Mentioned Roark and his ERA coming in of 2.82. Think about the Nationals rotation. Puts him ahead of Steven Strasburg at 2.83. Taking the lead over again for the Nationals in their rotation. Strasburg giving up 6 runs in 6 innings on Thursday to the Dodgers. And Scherzer sitting at 2.94. All good.
Oh yeah,
all under 3.
Yeah. There's Steven. Go Aztecs. That's a good hammer right there. Wow.
It's on Padres will not see Strasburg in the series, as he took the loss in his first loss of the year.
Look at the tilt on this pitch. I mean, right off the table, great location. It's almost as if Brett Wallace gave up on that pitch. Thought it was going to be up and away.
So a full count here with 2 down to Brett Wallace, and they're shifting on him on the right side. And Roark wants to see the signs again as he backs off. It's Wallace now. Norris waiting on deck. Back and forth they go. Wallace had backed out this time. Now Roark finally ready to work with a payoff pitch. In on the hands and popped up off to the left hand, foul, out of play. I mentioned the loss for Steven Strasburg, losing for the first time, and the Dodgers getting him, and so did Turner yesterday in a big way. Not one, but 2 home runs.
One on a high fastball, one on a hanging breaking ball, and Justin Turner made him pay. And I'm sure if you ask Steven Strasburg, hey, once every 13, right, wins, you take a loss, I think they take that.
Pretty good deal. This ball 4 to Wallace downstairs, and the first walk given up by Roark in his outing comes with 2 down in the inning. He was careful in dealing with Brett Wallace. So the Padres have a 2-out base runner, and that'll bring up Derek Norris.
Yeah, not a lot of walks out of the hand of Roark. There's the 37th walk only issued in 125 plus innings.
Here's Derek Norris at 206, 12 homers, 33 runs batted in.
.40 pitches for Roark.
Yeah, if nothing else, you're driving up that pitch count for this very good starter.
I got a little old school Steve Bedrosian, a little bedrock working with Roark. Cy Young Award winner. That's a hanger there for Derek Norris.
Going to feel for the catchers in this heat as well. Wilson Ramos tonight for the Nationals. Derek Norris for the Padres. Warm everywhere, but certainly in all that gear and behind the dish. Ball with every pitch. It's outside.
Did you notice down from the dugout, the steps, you know how we go up to the clubhouse, that big area? Did you see all the catcher's gear spread out in those big fans?
Yep.
Airing everything out. Trying to, I mean, this is from yesterday.
Still wet.
St. Louis. You know, traveling in those cases, and then they break everything out. They put these big fans on the catcher's gear trying to air everything out.
Pitch running in and a swing and a miss to even the count at 2-2.
See that movement on that 2-seamer?
Nasty.
Wow. It really is. John Jay getting the cast off pretty soon.
Think about how hot that's got to be. He's been traveling around with the Padres the entire time.
How many times has a coat hanger been in there trying to itch? You know,
nice moment in St. Louis when he brought out the lineup card at home plate. 2-2. That'll miss. Full count.
I'm sure that cast smells pretty good too.
Oh, I bet it's great. Using the coat hanger to itch.
It's got to drive you nuts.
Yep.
Kind of tough to see though with that camo on there. Oh, there it is. See it? 25th of the pitch of the inning coming right here.
And it's on the ground to Rondon at third base. He'll go to first. Slings it sidearm and in time to get Norris. Done with an inning and a half with the Nationals on top 2-1. 2-1. Nationals have the lead. This late arriving crowd still settling in here on a warm night in Washington. As you can see, fans still coming in out there in left center. And Luis Perdomo ready for the bottom of the second inning. Well, Trey Turner's going to be leading it off, and of course a Padre. Went from the Washington Nationals, part of a 3-team deal that involved Will Myers going to the Padres, Ryan Hannigan, however, briefly. Gerardo Reyes, Jose Castillo, Trey Turner, Joe Ross coming here to the Nationals. That's worked out very well for Washington. And Steven Souza Jr. going to the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Padres have very much enjoyed Will Myers every day.
No question about it. And you know what? There's different arguments. You know, pitching is great, obviously. They like to load up on the pitching once every 5 days. But if you can have a position player that pays dividends like a Will Myers has, more power to you.
Bottom third of the Nationals order here in the second inning. Turner, Espinosa, and Roar. Turner has been starting at second base now 5 consecutive games. Daniel Murphy sliding at times to third and to first base now for the 3rd game in a row. Good action on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Perdomo. About 2 runs in the first, including the home run by Jason Worth.
Hey, some Padre faithful here in the nation's capital. Nice.
Swing and a miss, and Perdomo picks up his first K of the night. A strikeout Turner for the first out here of the second inning.
MLB.TV Premium. It's the #1 live streaming sports service. Delivers everything you can have to come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
One down here in the second inning. Danny Espinosa, shortstop for the Nats, coming up here. 18 home runs. 51 runs driven in for the #8 hitter in this Nationals order. Perdomo finishing last year in high A ball. And the home runs by Espinosa puts him 3rd among shortstops in the majors. Of course, the tremendous start for Trevor Story, who has gone on to hit 23 so far this year for the Rockies.
Yeah, Espinosa, the one kryptonite is the strikeouts. He struck out 93 times already this year.
Padres and Nationals have already played a 4-game series at Petco Park back in June, a series that was split 2 games each. Strike over the inside corner, and Perdomo ahead 1-2. Mark McGuire and Andy Green looking on at Perdomo. Padres housed on the third base side here at Nationals Park. Hometown Washington Nationals on the first base side. Grounder outside of first, and it hangs at 1-2.
Well, I know we say it every year we come here, Donald, but as we take a look at Dusty Baker, it is a bird's eye view, or should I say an astronaut's view of the field from where we sit.
The highest booth anywhere in the major leagues by a lot.
In any sport, I would say, too, right?
That I don't know, because I've not done every sport. But I can tell you it is by far the highest in Major League Baseball. Pittsburgh.
Unless you're doing cliff diving.
Yeah.
Cliff diving, maybe.
I mean, we are on top of the highest seated person here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Here we are.
You know, we're on top of the world looking down on creation.
We're way, way up here. Hello. That's us.
And the only explanation I can find
is that they forgot about the booths.
That's true.
They went to build this place?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what? We need booths?
That's
okay, we'll just put them on top.
That's like in San Francisco when they forgot about the bullpens.
Yeah. This is out to left center, but Upton's got a beat on it. Back some steps. Well, backpedaling almost takes him to the track, but it's out number 2 of the inning. Perdomo fresh off a start against the San Francisco Giants, and of course the Padres able to sweep the Giants at Petco Park last weekend.
Had everything working. As we mentioned before, Luis Perdomo getting better and better. 4 2/3. Andy Green took him out because the pitch count kind of got him a little bit. 96. Did not walk anybody. 3 earned runs. The walks have been going down. So, hey, you know, once he hones the skill of trying to throw strikes, consistent strikes, he should be fine.
Nice catch made by Perdomo. Soft liner off the bat of Roark. The pitcher ends the inning, and Perdomo has himself a 1-2-3 inning. 2-1 Nationals. Our Ram Trucks Tools of the Trade focuses on
Tanner Roark. Check out the green. That's where he wants to throw it, but against San Diego, and particularly Melvin Upton Jr., when he misses, you got to get him up in the zone. Then you can really capitalize on mistakes. And it just takes a little bit. Being away or the heart of the plate, and Will Myers will make you pay. That's exactly what the Padres did. Remember, that's what the Padres did against the Giants at home to sweep them. Bumgarner, Samardzija, Cueto. Swinging the bats extremely well, scoring a lot of runs, which we've talked about.
Now rolling into the 3rd inning back here in Washington. Luis Perdomo leads it off here for the Padres. 3 for 17 at the plate as the Padres pitcher. 176 average. And he'll take strike 1 from Roark. Roark giving up 1 hit, the home run by Matt Kemp in the 1st inning.
Gosh, it's such a good pitch. Starting it off the plate to a righty and then just bringing it back. Probably going to throw it again. Oh, breaking ball.
Swing and a miss. Perdomo goes lunging. That's strikeout number 3 for Roark. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. So Padres have yet to have the lead runner on in this game as they bat here in the 3rd inning with 1 down. Melvin Upton Jr. 2nd time through now for Roark. Upton flied out to center field in the 1st inning. Well, the Nationals have 30 victories at home. They're 30-18 coming into tonight's game. The 6 games over 500 on the road at 27-21. Upton fouls it off to the right.
Yeah, the Nats kind of struggling against the West. 3-7.
Yeah, 2 of those losses coming to the Padres. Yep. Mentioned the series in June. Andy Green's club splitting that 4-game series. Upton fights it off, pitch biting in on him, and grounds it to the end of the Padres dugout. And Kemp talking it over with John Jay.
Getting those hands in. Talking swings. Especially with that sinker from Tanner Roark into a right-handed hitter.
Stays away that time and misses. Second time this year Roark has faced the Padres. 4 games total. 1.73 ERA against San Diego. And here's a drive to left that has Jason Worth on the move. Let plenty of room over to the corner to make the catch out there in deep left field. 2 down. So Upton retired. And with 2 away, here is the Arco top tier player profile. And Ryan Schimpf coming up. Ryan Schimpf will be leaders among home runs in July. Major league leaders. And he's tied with Max Kepler of the Minnesota Twins, who has 7. And Wilmer Flores, the Mets, who also has 7. He's been very impressive in his opportunity to play after being called up, and it's a fly ball to right field. Bryce Harper out there in right, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight for Roark. 2.5 done, 2-1 Nationals. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Pinnacle on the Park, make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. And by Mercury Insurance. From a mission to save you money, log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Washington, D.C.
Love it.
Nation's capital, and a beautiful ballpark here at Nationals Park in Washington. Ballpark been here since 2008. And it's Ben Revere, top of the order here for the Nationals, to lead it off against Luis Perdomo. Revere flied out to left fielder Alex Dickerson in the first inning, 0 for 1. And on the grass at third is Solarte. High strike call. Upton a step or two towards left center. Center fielder with good amount of grass out there in right center.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to pull Perdomo if he makes a mistake with a breaking ball in. And with that outfield shifting towards left center field, boy, Matt Kemp is given a lot of the right field line. But hey, hard 2 seamers away. There you see it.
Wow,
it's tough to hook that ball that way.
On the ground to Schimpf at second base. Ben Revere is out number 1 of the bottom of the third inning. We'll bring up Jason Worth. He's already made his presence felt in a big way tonight with a home run.
Well, Perdomo was trying to pound him down and in, right? He did just that, but Jason Worth got to him. When he got the driver out of his bag, he asked his caddy, hey, where's my driver? He went down and got it, dropped the head, and sent it a long way.
I kind of like that bat flip. It was not overstated.
Yeah, it was kind of subtle, kind of just
get low, too.
Low.
He kept it low. And there are some that you kind of shake your head at and go, that's too much. This was okay.
I don't mind the low flip.
No. Big tall guy, low bat flip.
One of my favorites of all time was a left-handed pitcher named Pat Clemens, pitched for the Yankees and came to the Padres. He was a teammate of mine. When he was with the Yankees, he played with Claudel Washington. Remember C-Dub?
Oh, yeah.
Loved him as a player. He said Claudel, when he knew he got one, he would stand in the box with the big follow-through with the bat high up in the air, and he would yell, "Bat boy!" And the bat boy, he would wait for the bat boy to come down the first base line. He'd meet him halfway down the line and had him the bat.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
Solarte taking care of Worth for the second out of the inning on that chopper to third base. It's now 6 in a row retired by Perdomo. 2 groundouts here in the third brings up Daniel Murphy. One of your keys tonight, trying to contain this guy.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, you can't. You got to mix it up. You can't fall into a pattern against Murphy. And when a guy's hitting like that, let's face it, using the whole field, very athletic stance, seeing the ball well.
.350 average coming into tonight. First time up against Perdomo. Grounded out to the second baseman, Ryan Schimpf. On the ground, nicely picked by Perdomo. Quickly down above the shoe tops to get that. He flips easily to first. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. 7 in a row retired by Perdomo. Nats on top 2-1. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much, and welcome back to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where Metcalf leads it off here in the 4th inning. Nationals and Padres both scoring their runs in the first inning. Now Matt Kemp, through July the 21st, 11 more home runs this year than last. And of course, it was his second half last year that really propelled him to the year that he had. This year, very good first half. And trying to keep it going here in the second half.
Yeah, consistent with the long ball, and hopefully it does stay hot like the summer heating up. So is Matt Kemp's bat. Boy, high fastball. When you swing the bat extremely well, you're not going to get away with too many of those pitches.
Roark does not give up a lot of home runs, but he did to Kemp in the first inning. The lone Padres run to this point as San Diego bats here in the fourth inning. And a swing and a miss on a pitch headed down and away.
Yeah, Tanner Roark giving up half a home run per 9 innings. Fourth lowest among qualifiers in Major League Baseball. And it's because of that sinker. They don't put the ball in the air a lot against this right-hander. And you know what? I want to reiterate, we say this a lot when he pitches. It is Roark. It's not Rourke.
Right.
We've done some research. We talked to the Nationals announcers, and it goes back to a story where Tanner was talking to his grandmother, and 90+ years old and growing up in Illinois. Grandma, what's the correct pronunciation? It's Roark. And if Grandma says it's Roark,
it's Roark.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and this time Kemp goes lunging and strikes out. 4 strikeouts now for Roark. One down here in the fourth. Our greater coverage is brought to you by T-Mobile. Ichiro Suzuki, 4 hits shy of 3,000. Taking on the Mets this weekend while Jose Bautista sent on a minor league rehab assignment. He's been out since June the 17th with a strained toe. Blue Jays need him back, and Madison Bumgarner joined New York 2-0 in the third inning. Giants and Yankees doing battle at Yankee Stadium this weekend. The Giants have been on the road since the beginning of the series with the Padres last weekend. Had a couple in Boston, now 3 in New York. So a long trip for the Giants, who have kind of fallen on hard times. They lost all the games to the Padres and lost 2 in Boston before starting that series in New York tonight. A 1-1 pitch coming to Solarte is outside. And Hervis grounded out to first base in the first inning.
Look at that movement. Straighten him up, and according to Fox Tracks,
that was almost a strike.
It was a strike, yeah. Inside corner, you bet.
And Solarte straightening up, getting the legs out of the way. Ahead of the count now, 3-1. Nationals shifting on Solarte on the right side. And it is to the right side, but into right field for a base hit in front of Bryce Harper. One out single in the second hit of the night for the Padres. First for Yangervis Solarte.
Very nice level swing and getting the sinker up. Getting enough on top of that to where it stays in front of Bryce Harper. You know, it's one of those plays for Harper. Maybe, do I try the circus catch, shoelace catch? Nah, just keep it in front of me. You keep the double play in order. Chance if it bounces off, he gets to second base. He'll just take it on the one hop.
1 out, 1 on, and Alex Dickerson standing in on the left side and not waiting around. He will pop it up shallow left field. Out goes Espinoza. In comes Worth, and it'll be Espinoza. Worth was there, but Espinoza called him off, and the shortstop for the Nationals making the catch for the second out here of the fourth.
Hey, Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports San Diego and Padres baseball with you wherever you go. It's great. I've got it. Don, do you have it?
I've got it. I watched the Padres game last night.
Of course you did.
Got here to Washington in time to get ready for this series. Dick Enberg, of course, doing the first leg of this trip in St. Louis, and Dick going to Cooperstown for Hall of Fame ceremonies going on this weekend.
And we wish the professor well. Have a good time. It's his turn to be a fan, to soak it all in.
I'd say at .462 in the last 4 games, 6 for his last 13. Fly to right back in the second inning. Roark taking a little too much time for his liking, so he asked for time.
8:07.
You got your new watch going tonight too, I noticed. In the air, foul down the right field line, out of play.
But Alexi doing a nice job last night in St. Louis. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs.
No 2 pitch to Alexei Ramirez. And that's in the dirt, gathered by Ramos to his right. No advance. First base for Solarte. I've not worked in the stadium in about 6 years, but the last time I did work here, my partner was Dave Roberts.
Really?
Yes. Dave and I worked here. It was the last time I worked here.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
He had just retired off the field, had been in spring training that year with the Giants, and was doing a little broadcasting before he went back into coaching with the Padres. 1-2 pitch is outside.
Second time around, it looks like Roark's starting to break out that curveball a little bit more. After trying to dice and slice inside, sinker, bring it back outside corner, now trying to flip it up away as we take a look at the pitch count. Well, it's getting up there.
Second inning, had to work hard. 25 total pitches, only walked 1 batter in their inning. It wasn't like there were a lot of base runners. Had some lengthy at bats mixed in. Grounded softly off the mound. Spryly is Roark, and he'll get it to first in plenty of time to retire Ramirez. And the Padres Nationals have a 2-1 lead. Bryce Harper is coming up. He's got 20 home runs on the year. And on Wednesday, a mammoth home run for Bryce Harper turning on this. It's a Bud Norris of the Dodgers as part of that series. This one went a long way.
You think he likes it middle end?
Yeah. Well, that one went 449 feet in his middle end. So that's some tape measure shots. Fortunately, so far tonight, this is his second at bat. Walked in the first inning. And digging in to face Perdomo for the second time in tonight's game. Perdomo has retired 7 Nationals in a row. 4 ground ball outs of those 7 outs in a row. 4, 5, and 6 for the Nationals. Harper, Ramos, and Rondon scheduled to bat in the inning.
Still only 23. Bryce Harper.
Feels like he's been around a long time too, doesn't it?
Like a 10-year vet. That hurts.
Held off himself and down to a knee, but quickly back up again. Already wearing that protective shin guard on the right shin. Relatively high up.
Yeah, you know you're good is when you have a shin guard sponsored by a company and you get your number embroidered on it and put on it.
When everything you wear is sponsored, it's a pretty good idea that you're pretty good.
It's a BH, which is highlighted into a 3-4. Did you notice that?
I did not.
Yeah. See the 3-4?
Yeah.
And then see the B and the H?
His
Bryce
initials.
Harper. Yeah.
And his number. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
You are extremely observant.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's why you are an analyst. Striking out is Bryce Harper. That is the second strikeout for Perdomo. 1 down.
Well, I can tell you that Luis Perdomo got him with the soft stuff to swing and miss for the strikeout. So how does he start him off? With soft stuff. Oh, that's a shin burger with cheese. Fastball in. 2 strikes. Breaky ball. Uno, dos. Adios.
1 down here in the 4th inning. Wilson Ramos coming up. He ranks among catchers, first in batting average, first in slugging percentage, second RBIs, and tied for 4th in the long ball. 13 on the year for Ramos. Single to right field in the 1st inning, and he takes strike 1. Single drove in a run, picked up his 50th RBI of the year. Put the Nationals on top 2-1. That is the score as they bat here with 1 out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, I look at Luis Perdomo. Long legs, as Darren Balsey, the pitching coach, are watching closely. And look at how wide the shoulders are. You know, it's kind of tough to tell with the jersey on, but this kid's cut. He's got the V working. I saw him at Cincinnati with his Under Armour tight shirt on, right, in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Shoulders very wide, and then down to the waist, V, and then the long legs. And this kid's still young enough to where he's going to do some growing. Calves aren't bad looking either. Good looking ham hocks. I got a man crush.
This is into center field. A base hit for Ramos. Breaks up a string of 8 in a row. Retired by Perdomo. With 1 down here in the 4th inning. Let's check in with Julie Alexandria.
Hey guys, well, Luis Perdomo certainly lost a very good friend and mentor in Fernando Rodney when he was traded away to the Marlins. But as Carlos Villanueva tells me, the two still keep in touch all the time. Fernando Rodney calls him and texts him just to check up on him. And about the time that Fernando was traded, they were working on the changeup together. This is something that Perdomo took a lot of pride in learning. And as Carlos says, you know, it is time for the training wheels to come off when it comes to Perdomo. But one interesting note that Coach Eddie Rodriguez was telling me, he said, you know, he started to catch up to the learning curve at the major league level. He said he had to learn at such a fast pace at this high level early on that now the game has started to slow down now that he's making a start every 5 days.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Yeah, that changeup, to learn that from Fernando Rodney would really be something. If you could throw it the way Fernando Rodney throws it, there's no doubt. As Anthony Rendon with a base hit to left and back-to-back singles collected here by the Nationals.
And it's just not throwing it, it's trusting it. Out on that big league mound when there's numbers that are going to go on the back of your baseball card. Hey, we'll take grounders all day long. Yeah, the 6-hopper through the infield, you bet. Eventually they will find the gloves of the infielders, but that one finds the 5.5 hole for Rendon.
So 1 out, 2 on here quickly after Perdomo had retired 8 in a row. Here is Trey Turner. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1.
Hey, that's progress right there where we just saw. It might not seem like a big deal. 1 out, multiple runners on in scoring position. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. That's huge. Second pitch for a strike.
Taps it foul. Still 0-2. Trey Turner showing off some speed as a member of the Nationals. It's off Lewis Coleman down the left field corner. A couple of triples for him lately. Another triple there and a double steal here. Able to take off from home and steal home on the back end of it. Here he comes to the back door. There's a swing and a miss there, and Trey Turner strikes out. So Perdomo needed a strikeout there, gets it, and picks up his third K. Second time Trey Turner is down by way of the K.
And domo arigato, Luis Perdomo. Domo going right after him.
Two down in the inning. Runners at first and second. Danny Espinosa coming up. I did not ignore your scary observations of Luis Perdomo. I kind of just let it go. But
meaning like his physique?
Yeah.
What? I mean, what? You can't talk about a guy's build?
In the air to center field as Upton is there. Will make the catch. Kind of scary, I think. I hope you're not looking at me that way.
He's a handsome kid.
2-1. That's. For Harrah's game summary. Well, Matt Kemp got the Padres off to a good start as he hits home run with the bullpen for Kemp's 21st home run of the year, but a quick answer in the bottom of the first inning. Jason Worth with his 12th home run of the year. And then an RBI single with 2 outs for Wilson Ramos that scores Bryce Harper and puts the Nationals on top 2-1. That's the score as we head into inning number 5. Here from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Our Harrah's game summary. Perdomo 4 innings, 4 hits so far. Matt Kemp and Worth, Jason Worth, both with home runs in this game. And Perdomo just worked around back-to-back base hits with 1 out to get Turner, and Espinosa nicely getting out of the 4th inning unscathed.
Hey, high leverage situation that 4th inning, and Luis Perdomo made some darn good pitches to get out of it.
And Brett Wallace leading it off here for the Padres in the 5th. Wallace walked in the 2nd inning, the only free pass served up by Roark in his game. Strike call, high strike, and that's been a strike call tonight by Dan Bellino.
Absolutely right. Will Myers enjoying the night off.
He doesn't know what to do with himself over there. He's never off. Sitting there is not all that advised, to be honest with you. It's not really a safe seat.
Well, he's an athlete. He can get out of the way.
That hit him? Yeah, it got him. And down to first base goes Brett Wallace. 0-2 pitch at that. I guess trying to come inside was Ramos. And it does graze the jersey of Wallace. But umpire Dan Bellino thought so anyway. And Wallace aboard to begin things here in the 5th. First time the Padres have had the lead runner on tonight. Brings up Derek Norris, grounded out to third base in the second inning. Home runs on the year for the Padres catcher. We had him on during the game on Sunday back at Petco Park against the Giants, and a rare off day for him. I really enjoyed that conversation. Told us a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff I learned a lot in that conversation with Derek Norris.
He's got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And Derek, when he gets locked in, he gets locked in. But if you set some time aside to where he seems to be a quiet individual, but really when you set aside some time, he'll give you a lot of information and what's going on behind the dish with the pitchers. A wealth of information.
You got to be a very tough guy to play that position, and to play it as often as he does, day in, day out, and a guy who does not like any time off.
He's a piñata.
Yeah, it's crushed back there.
Yeah. I haven't seen any candy come out yet, but I mean, but he gets beat up.
Takes a lot of pride in being kind of an extension of the coaching staff, as he said as well. Very big part of the pitching staff. I mean, it's a big part of his job. Two. In the air to center field has Revere back a few steps. Camp though, and he'll put it away for out number one here in the fifth inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
One out, Wallace at first base. There's a Padres fan.
Yeah. I love those hats. I love that jersey. I've said it before. Big fan. He's got the Nationals hat on. Did you see that?
Does. Yes, that's the All-Star jersey.
Yep.
One out, one on, and Luis Perdomo standing in. Already squaring. They're charging from the corners back towards the first baseman. Murphy spins and looked at second, but still had time to recover and fire to first. Sacrifice will go 3-4. The 2 outs in the inning, and now moving to second is Wallace.
What's your favorite thing if you have a chance to spend the day in Washington, D.C., what's your favorite thing to go see?
I just like walking around, to be honest. Everything's so close, first of all. I think that's one of the surprises I had coming to the city for the first time is you think, oh, it's all over the place. It's all spread out. It really isn't. Yeah. I mean, the general area. Had the chance to go to the White House in 2014, which was really cool after the 2013 World Series. And that was something I'll never forget.
I love the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah. Did you get over there today?
Abe Lincoln is I think he was our country's greatest president. That's just my opinion, but I just love everything about him, the history of him, the stat, sitting in the chair and just kind of checking everything out. I mean, every monument here has a special meaning, we know, but I just love that Capitol building too.
Capitol's pretty cool.
Man.
And we used to have a better view of it from here, but it looks like a lot of condos and stuff have been built up here. We still can see it. Top of the rotunda here, and good vantage point. There's a live look, the very latest from the Capitol.
You know what's cool? I took a tour of the Capitol building once, and I stood exactly where Abraham Lincoln's desk was when he was before he was president, like in Congress.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool.
On a strike here to Upton with Wallace at second base. On the ground left side and through into left field, a base hit. Wallace going to be waved around. Here's a throw from Worth in left field, the throw to the plate, and he will be safe. And the Padres tie the score 2-2. A 2-out RBI single by Melvin Upton Jr. ties this game.
Talk about clutch with 2 outs. And once again, with Broark on the hill, he's going to get a lot of ground balls. You got to hit the holes. A nice dive. Nice try by Espinosa. Now the race is on it. Tag on the outside part of the plate, sliding in foul territory. to avoid Ramos' swipe tag. Nicely done, Brett Wallace. And home plate umpire, credit to home plate umpire Dan Bellino. Great position and making the call.
Wallace had to get around that bat, too, that was still sitting there from Melvin Upton Jr. He's now at first base with 2 down. Ryan Schimpf standing in. Check on Upton, who's back to the bag. Schimpf has struck out, flied out, 2 at bats, pitch out, nothing doing. Upton remaining at first base, but his reputation has preceded him as far as speed goes. Padres have tied it up 2-2 in Washington tonight. With 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Another check. This one will get away. And Upton heads for second base. He will round it there and look back in the direction of Trey Turner. Ran it down in foul ground after an errant throw right there. And Upton now in scoring position with 2 down in the inning. Error charge of the pitcher, Tanner Roark, on the throw.
Looked like a pickable ball over there at first base for Daniel Murphy, but a break for San Diego. Check this out here. Does it? Yeah, I thought that was a catchable ball. He's maybe Melvin Upton Jr. going to the bag, distracting Murphy a little bit.
Inside to Schimpf. Well, Upton at second base here with 2 down in the inning. Pitch outside.
You know, one thing Alan Zinter preaches against sinker ballers, you got to get the pitch up. And I'll tell you what, recently with the way the Padres have been scoring runs and hitting home runs, they've been not missing many pitches up. Here's the guy they call AZ, Alan Zinter. It's a cambio right there from Roark. Hard worker right there, cage rat.
Schimpf batting here with Melvin Upton Jr. at second base, 2 down here in the 5th. Inside, ball 4, and Schimpf will draw a walk here. That is the second walk of the night, given up by Tanner Roark. So 2 on and 2 down, and Matt Kemp coming up. Padres have tied it up here in the 5th, now looking for more. And Matt Kemp will get his 3rd look at Tanner Roark of the night. Homered off him in the 1st inning, solo shot that struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Well, Kemp able to pick up his 21st home run of the year.
See where that pitch was? Belt buckle high. Not a lot of movement, and Kemp nice and easy to that baseball, sending it on its way. I'm guessing first pitch breaking ball right here. Or a changeup.
2 on, 2 down.
Like I said, first pitch fastball.
A little bit high. You had.
Hey, hitters guess just as much as anybody else, right?
True.
You play along sometimes. You try to guess.
Sure.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
So falling behind here is Roark with 2 on, 2 down. Upton at second, Schimpf at first. And a swing and a miss. With lunging after that pitch, down and away.
That's pitching right there, folks. Pitching behind. 1-0 with the breaking ball. Fastball count.
Oh, that home run in the 1st inning, the Padres extended 20 games in a row with at least 1 home run this year.
Sorry about it.
Longest consecutive streak of the year. Down and in. 2-1 now to Kemp. 2-1 pitch. Kemp will drive this towards deep left center field. That ball is back. That ball is way deep, and it is very gone. A 3-run home run for Matt Kemp. The Padres have taken a 5-2 lead on a 3-run shot. Second home run of the night for Matt Kemp. Roark, who does not give up home runs, has given up 2 in this game to Matt Kemp.
I think that one right there was rattling the scaffolding around the Capitol building. That ball hit so far and hard. High, once again, elevated outer half, and everybody knew it. Jason Worth in left and Ben Revere, they just gave the old courtesy turn in maybe 2 or 3 steps. Wow.
Now Solarte, the 7th member of the Padres to bat in the inning, skies one to center, but Ben Revere is back there, plenty of room, and he will put it away to end the inning. The Padres doing some damage. 4 runs in the inning, including the 3-run shot by Kemp, and it all gets started as Melvin Upton Jr. with a base hit that scores Wallace. 5-2 Padres. There's your Lincoln Memorial, Mud.
16th president of the United States, the greatest president of our great land.
Lead after a 4-run top half of the 5th inning, capped off on a 3-run home run by Matt Kemp. His 2nd home run of the contest, 9th multi-home run game of his career, and Tanner Roark, who gave up those 2 home runs, going to lead it off here. The pitcher in the bottom of the 5th inning, lined out to Luis Perdomo, first time up in the 2nd inning, and take strike 1.
Very uncharacteristic of Tanner Roark.
Yes, indeed.
Before this game, .51 home runs per 9.
Not tonight.
Boy, if Luis Perdomo ever needed a quick inning, it's right here. After the Padres dropping a quattro in the Cinco. Crickets.
Tanner Roark is batting here, although there is action for the first time in the Nationals pen, ironically. Pitcher does bat for himself here, though. On the ground to shortstop, Alexei Ramirez gathers and throws for the first out here at the bottom of the 5th. Well, time now for the In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. And Matt Kemp has certainly been on the driver's seat tonight. A 2-home run performance for Kemp.
Oh, he's got the seat back. The legs are extended, and he's got that back seat, you know, the part where it supports your back. It's leaning back just a little bit. He's got the cruise control on. In the last 6 games, 6 home runs. He's driven in 8.
One down here in the 5th inning brings up Ben Revere. Things get crazier in between innings at times in broadcast booths. A lot of people don't realize things happen quickly. It's kind of like a pit stop in a race car. Sometimes things come in, and our crew up here does a great job of switching things out what needs to be done, kind of like roadies do during a concert.
Where's this going?
Pitch is a strike over the inside corner. Apparently the last chair you had was not to your liking. So in between innings, a chair was switched out like that, and a new chair showed up. It appeared. Why did you need that? Did you break the chair? What happened?
Are you done?
Yeah. What happened?
It wasn't that the chair wasn't to my liking.
Uh-huh.
It was just that the armrest on the left, it's got one of those handles where you press it and it's got a spring to where it goes up and down.
Uh-huh.
Well, the one on the left, I'd be sitting there and all of a sudden
it would just go away.
Did you ever hear me complain?
I didn't. I just know that it was removed. There were 3 people that came in immediately, took the chair, brought it out. You got the new chair to see if it fit. And
3 people. Tracy.
So thanks to everybody.
Our lovely and talented stage manager helped me just switch out chairs. It was nicely done. Thank you, Tracy.
Really well done in the 90 seconds you had to have it done. Yeah. Incredible job. Everybody great.
Did you
really good. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It's like a pit stop. Get it out. I'm glad you're comfortable because that's very important. 2 down here in the 5th. Jason Worth getting his 3rd look at Luis Perdomo.
How huge is this inning for Perdomo?
Huge.
2 quick outs. The guy who hurt him early in the game, look at the pitch count, 71. If he can keep it below 75 and go 5 full.
I know we talked about it. Did you make part of your keys for Perdomo to go deeper into games?
You know, I didn't. No, I want to do, knowing that he was going to go out there and looking at his track record, what, 5-6 innings?
Mm-hmm.
So we take a look at the speed range. Boy, he's getting up there 96 and the off-speed stuff 79. I pretty much knew that was going to be a bullpen night.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is pretty much every night, but because of last night's game slipping away, I wanted one of the keys to reflect on the bullpen.
On the ground to 3rd and off the glove as Solarte finds it, has time, and the throw is picked at first by Wallace. What a play. As Solarte couldn't find it, ended up behind him. He spins, gets it, fires to first, and Wallace digs it out at first base. That was tremendous. Nice play. Long time. They still get Worth. We played 5. It's 5-2 Padres. And Padres brought to you, Padres history brought to you by Geico. On July 22nd, 2014, the Padres traded 3rd baseman Chase Headley, minor league pitching prospect Rafael DePaula, and infielder Yangervis Solarte to the Padres. on this date, 2014, and Solarte has been terrific for the Padres since coming over from the New York Yankees.
Well, first of all, how time flies, and secondly, what a shot of adrenaline and excitement Yangervis Solarte brought since day one being in that Padre uniform.
Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. Felipe Rivero comes in after Tanner Roark lasts just 5 innings.
Kid's got a live arm, fastball, changeup, slider. This left-hander can get up to 100 miles an hour. He's throw some four-seamers. Got some movement.
Alex Dickerson leading it off here for San Diego in the 6th inning. 0 for 2 in the game.
Here's the smash to Solarte. Okay, now it's all about the second effort. And luckily, it's just to the right of Solarte, and then he credits Brett Wallace over at first. Say thank you very much for that nice pick. Good play all the way around. The second effort and the pick by Wallace.
Did not look like at first he was going to have time to do all that. It took a long time to find it. Very nice pick on the other side by Wallace. Dickerson will take the strike and is down 1-2. Struck out and popped out. That was all against Tanner Roark, starter who leaves tonight for the Nationals after 5 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, couple walks, 4 strikeouts. He departs on the hook. Dickerson will get another chance here with a count of 1-2. Felipe Rivero into this game.
Hey, if you're a lefty coming out of the bullpen throwing 98 to 100, like an Aroldis Chapman, that's pretty special. By the way, who out of the bullpen besides Brad Ziegler throws below 95 these days?
Very few.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
Swing and a miss, and Dickerson strikes out to open up the 6th inning. So Rivero striking out the first batter that he faces out of the Nats pen. It's time now for our San Diego fans of the game. Padres fans enjoying the Nationals and Padres game 1 of this 3-game series from Washington.
Guys going old school with the Dave Winfield jersey. It's a nice t-shirt there. There's the old button up from the 1984 season along with the blue. Oh, some love in the air as well.
1 out for Alexei Ramirez. And a liner at third, caught by Rondon. Hot shot, but right in the direction of Anthony Rondon at third base. Ramirez makes good contact. He was basically out even before he got out of the box. It was quick. It's got to be a tough feeling. You know you hit it well, but you can't even get out of the box.
It's frustrating because you did everything right. Just happens to find leather. It's got to be tough as a hitter to just keep it going, staying the same, trying not to do anything differently.
So 2 down here in the 6th inning. Brings up Brett Wallace. He's been aboard twice without the benefit of a base hit in tonight's game. Walked in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 5th, and scored a run. Takes strike 1. So Roark, the starter tonight for the Nationals, departs on the hook. The Padres on top right now, 5-2. Batting with 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Nationals defensively into the shift on the right side of the infield. Late swing and fouled off to the left. Myers with an unusual night off.
Oh, he has not moved. He's got everybody coming to him, right? Hey, you want to talk? You come to me.
I'll be down here at the end of the dugout.
How great was he to talk to on the bus?
He was always fun to talk to.
So enjoyable.
On the ground, the shift on the other way, and that's going to be a base hit to left. Wallace on for the third time in the game, his first hit. They had him shifting the other way, and he just takes it down the third base line into left. A 2-out base hit for Brett Wallace.
Well, with Rivero on the hill, look at that ball is middle away, and he's a hard thrower. So Brett Wallace, we've seen him go yard the other way with authority. And that one, hands first, barrel follows, denying the shift.
So 2 down, Wallace at first base and Derek Norris the batter. First look at Rivero tonight. That'll skip in. Nice play by Ramos. Keep it in front of him. And Wallace aboard here with 2 down in the 6th inning. Padres trying to add on to a 3-run advantage. And Rivero taking a little time in behind the dish. Norris now, the inning continues. Perdomo waits on deck here for the Padres. Norris takes the strike, and it evens at 1-1. Five runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Padres. They've left 2. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for Washington. They've left 3 men on base. Tap foul, and it's 1-2.
Trying to pepper everything away. All 3 pitches right that outside corner about knee high. Now, let's face it, it's July 22nd. Let's say you swing a 31-ounce bat. It's got to feel like 36 or 38 ounces, don't you think?
Some guys lighten up as the year goes on,
They
right?
do. Most certainly do. You bet. Here comes the old number 2.
Fouls it off himself and hangs it 1-2.
Trying to drop the deuce on him right there.
As Perdomo's pitched a very good game tonight so far for the Padres, fresh off a 1-2-3 5th inning.
You're going to throw that pitch, you got to throw it down towards the back foot. You leave it over the heart of the plate, it's a hanger. You'd send it on its way.
Swing and a miss, and Norris strikes out. Hard stuff at 97 miles an hour. Padres have a 5-2 lead after 5.5. Back in Washington has been a big night for Matt Kemp, who has 2 home runs in this game. The Padres have a 5-2 lead, and back on the mound, and why not, is Luis Perdomo. Is just 74 pitches into his outing. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Give up a home run to Jason Worth in the first inning. Only real blemish. They get another RBI single by Wilson Ramos. He struck out 3 along the way, 1 walk, and has retired the last 5 Nationals in a row.
I would say dealing.
Yeah, pitched pretty well.
In complete control, especially after 2 in the first inning. Talk about rebounding. 4 bagels up there on the scoreboard for Luis Perdomo.
Tough part of the order coming up. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Nationals.
And you make a good point. Now it's the 3rd time around for this lineup. 3rd time to face Perdomo. Let's see if he can stick with his stuff and stay with the scouting report, and see if the National hitters make an adjustment. The next toss for Luis will be number 75.
Daniel Murphy, Bryce Harper, Wilson Ramos coming up. Outfield about straight away as Murphy looks at ball 1. Murphy tonight has grounded out twice, once to second base and once to the mound. The average has dropped from 350 to 348. League leader in batting average. This crowd is on the large side. Took them a while to get here tonight, but they are here and well attended tonight at Nationals Park. And a hot shot picked it short by Ramirez. From his knees, the throw to first in time. What a play by Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. Hot shot, Alexei throwing from his knees, able to get Daniel Murphy.
And I think Alexei, rather than trying to throw it at one big, I think he purposely threw it low to give Brett Wallace a chance. Nice play. Well, last time Bryce Harper strolled up to the dish, here's how they went after him. Soft stuff off the shin. Fastball in for a called strike. Breaking ball, swung out and missed. 3 pitches, take a hike.
1 down here in the 6th inning. Here is Bryce Harper, a walk and a K. And he takes strike 1. Harper, after the walk in the first inning, stole second. Scored on the RBI single by Wilson Ramos. Ramos, who waits on deck right now. 6 in a row retired by Perdomo. And a grounder foul into the dugout.
I'll tell you one thing already tonight. Perdomo has not been afraid to throw that 2-seamer in to Bryce Harper. He did it in that last sequence we saw, and that was the one right there. He's looking very comfortable out there on the hill, isn't he?
He is. A lot of poise. And ahead of Harper here, 0-2. Drop it over that inside corner, but a little low. Home runs on the year for Bryce Harper. He's driven in 55, batting out of the cleanup spot for the Nationals. Evens at 2-2. Still throwing hard. 95 from Perdomo. On the ground into the shift, it's Schimpf in short right with a throw that gets there in plenty of time to get Bryce Harper. And the Padres were defensively aligned perfectly in the shift there. 2 down.
Well, I think maybe that Harper's got the last at bat in the back of his head. So we go in, out, soft stuff. He's laying off. Not afraid to bury that 2-seamer in. Oh, gets in on him a little bit. Bryce Harper with the shift. Got to be shifting me. 4-3 play for the out.
7 in a row retired by Perdomo. That brings up Wilson Ramos. 2-for-2 night for Ramos against Perdomo. An RBI single in the first to right, and a single to center field in the fourth.
Hey, guess what we just saw? First pitch changeup.
Not afraid.
No, at 88. Very nice.
Harder than the one that Fernando Rodney throws.
Yeah.
But everybody does. Ball's behind now 2-0. Little stroll in behind the mound as Perdomo in the midst of a meeting with himself. Now back up on top. Got behind 2-0. Is clearly frustrated. On the ground, softly towards Ramirez. And plenty of time to get Ramos. So 1-2-3 inning, 3 ground ball outs. It's now 8 in a row, retired by Perdomo.
Figures looked up to Tony and loved him, and one of them was Muhammad Ali.
If you could challenge any other All-Star to something, what would it be and why?
Ping pong, and because I think I'm the best one in the room.
A game of ping pong.
Maybe I'll challenge Will to home run derby.
I play video games with myself, and I pitch against the team that I'm facing. I put it on easy, so I do really well.
And that's a sneak preview of tonight's all-new Padres POV presented by Sequan Casino tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, the Padres have themselves a 5-2 lead here into the 7th inning, and Luis Perdomo pitching great. He has retired the last 8 in a row and the last 6 in a row on ground ball outs. So Perdomo leading it off here in the 7th. Perdomo, Upton Jr. and Schimpf scheduled to bat here in the 7th inning. Fouled off to the right out of play. Perdomo has struck out, grounded out. 0 for 2 in the game from his number 9 spot in the order. Nationals playing for him to go the other way. Ben Revere, the center fielder, over towards right center. Fights it off on the ground, foul outside of first base for Murphy. What has made Perdomo so effective tonight, especially ball on the ground? Lots of them.
Movement on the two-seamer, staying on top of it, hands down in the zone. The breaking ball has been quite impressive as well.
Mike County's got 11 ground ball outs in this game, and this one into center field. He's got a base hit.
Nice. He just looks so confident out there, and we are seeing him mature right before our eyes because with each outing, it's getting better and better. The ERA each month going down and down off the end of the bat. A little soft serve on a hot, steamy night in the nation's capital. Oh, he can do it all.
Perdomo with a base hit to get the 7th inning started.
Isn't he a dreamboat?
Yes, he is. Second time tonight the Padres have had their lead runner on. And Melvin Upton Jr. stands in, takes a pitch outside. Upton has flied to center, flied to left. Last time up single to drive in a run, and then he scored a run. Third Padres run of the night. Padres were trailing 2-1, had a big 5th inning, scoring 4 times in that 5th inning. And Upton jumping ahead here 2-0.
You got to be patient here against Rivero. He's missing big time. Ramos has set up middle in and kind of inner part of the plate, and he's missing twice away. As Matt Kemp is lurking in the hole.
On the ground towards third base, Rondon will go to second for 1, on to first base for 2. Double play, nicely turned. Has not hit that hard, and he got some good speed as far as Upton going down to first base, but they do turn it. Down the horn, 5-4-3. Our game presented in HD by Sony. Some great pictures tonight of Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Home of the Washington Nationals. Game 1 of a 3-game weekend series. And the Padres on top 5-2. 2 down, bases empty. Ryan Schimpf, the batter. Swinging a foul tip. Ended up in Wilson Ramos's mitt, and Schimpf down 0-1. He's really taken over on a daily basis now at second base for the Padres. Look out.
Look out.
I mentioned it, Rivero has been all over the place, and that one out of the hand. Breaking ball, 84 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's been missing arm side. Let's watch it out of the hand. You see, he wants it down and away. It slips and, oh, right on the right shoulder blade.
So a hit batter with 2 outs in the inning. Like Maddox out there to talk to him. Doing a lot of the talking here. Rivero listening into his second inning of relief.
Blake Trinan up in the Nationals bullpen as we speak.
Well, Matt Kemp, 6 home runs in 6 games for Kemp. 2 home runs tonight. Look back at the week for Matt Kemp.
Can you say locked in?
He is definitely locked in.
And swinging easy, not over swinging. Pitches up around the upper thigh, belt buckle high. One thing for sure, Matt Kemp not over swinging at all.
He had not had a home run in July until he homered at home against the Giants last weekend. Making up for that in a hurry here. Now 6 in the last 6 days. That's with 2 outs. Schimpf at first base. Home runs 21-22 tonight. Those are against Tanner Roark, who generally does not give up home runs. He did tonight, at least to Matt Kemp anyway.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning again because Tanner Roark going into this game, 0.51 home runs per 9 innings pitched, fewer than a home run a game.
Kemp grounds one foul, down 1-2. 2 home runs wrapped around a strikeout. Did strike out swinging in the 4th inning. One of the 4 Ks that Tanner Roark had in this game. Ramos out to talk to Rivero. You mentioned Trinan warming in the pen for the Nationals. Their starter Roark, the first 5 innings. There's Trinan in the pen. One-two pitch to Matt Kemp. Reaches out. Pokes it foul. Still 1-2. Finished last year with 23 home runs on the year. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. That ends the inning. Third strikeout for Rivero. Padres leave a base runner. It's 7th inning stretch. San Diego on top 5-2. Of the game, and the Padres defensively have been very good tonight. How about Yangervis Solarte? Couldn't find it initially. A little help on the other side too. That's really two good defensive plays. Solarte at third, Wallace at first, and then a nifty play turned in by Alexei Ramirez from his knees, able to throw to first base to get that out. There've been a lot of ground ball outs in this game.
You know what I love? I love the second effort by Yan Solarte after that smash off the bat of Jason Worth. He did not give up on it. And hey, every out right now is a big out.
So it's on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Anthony Rendon, Trey Turner, Danny Espinosa featured in the inning against Luis Perdomo. Retired 8 in a row, 6 in a row on the ground. And a fly ball headed out towards left center field. Over from left comes Dickerson, and he'll put it away for out number 1 of the 7th inning. It's time now for the Cholula flamethrower. What do you got on Perdomo? 96.
Don Coolio, we've got 96, yo. That's some serious hot sauce on a hot night. 96 out of the hand of Perdomo is like the heat index of like 110.
One out here in the 7th inning, and it brings up Trey Turner.
What do you got for attendance tonight, Don, on this hot, steamy night?
Let's see. I don't know if I've gotten the attendance yet tonight.
Really?
No. On the ground foul. Actually, I do. 35,618. 35,618.
Good attendance tonight as Jose Dominguez starts to heat up.
What's going on with the attendance with you in the truck?
Nothing.
This one runs inside and hits him. So Turner down to first base. Picks up a string of 9 in a row retired by Perdomo.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Positive Coaching Alliance and its mission to develop better athletes, better people by working to provide all youth and high school athletes a positive, character-building sports experience. Visit foxsportsupports.com to learn more.
One down here in the 7th. Turner at first base. And it brings up Danny Espinosa.
I try to guess when either you or Dick are going to announce the attendance.
Oh, I see.
So I'll say down to the truck, I'll say, hey, I smell attendance coming.
Aha.
And if it's like within a 5.
Fly ball down the right field line, deep and far, but that's going to be foul.
I would say maybe 5 to 10 seconds. If I say that and then it's given, I think it's a win for me.
That's why the truck always tells me not to say anything.
I know.
Every time I get the attendance put in front of me by somebody, I'll hear it immediately. Don't say the attendance.
It's because I said to the truck,
why.
I smell attendance.
Yeah, then now I know why.
Oh, the games we play.
Over to first base, back is Turner. Am I a clown? Would I use you?
Make you laugh?
You tell me what's so funny about me. One on.
All the signs going on.
Yep, game within the game.
Hey, this is crunch time for Perdomo, even though you're up by 3.
On the ground sharply, nicely picked by Solarte. Gets himself set and throws to first base in time to get Espinosa. Nice play. The second, Turner was on the move, so no problem getting there. But that's a big out. Nice play again by Solarte at third base.
That is a huge play. Such a good play, such force down there at third base that it breaks one of the chains of his Mr. T starter set. Now with 2 outs in the runner in scoring position, if that gets by him, that's extra bases, possibly second and third, maybe even a run. Boy, I tell you what, a couple of nice plays tonight by young Herbert Solarte down there at third base. And the chain.
Mr. T starter set is
there it is.
That's pretty good. Pitch missed here as Clint Robinson is pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot. .214, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in.
You know what else is refreshing about this outing? And still plenty of baseball left, but up into this pitch here. Luis Perdomo is pitching against a club in the National League East, which is a tough division. This team is 30-18 at home. We know about the Nationals. They're 8th in the league with a .250 average. They're 1st in home runs. They're 4th in RBIs. This is not just, a last place team. Very impressive. And look at the workload. The heaviest workload came in the first inning.
28 first inning pitches did give up 2 runs in that inning. One was a home run. There's a grounder foul outside of first.
Grounders. I remember the late great Pat Dobson was my pitching coach in San Diego. And he said, Mud, think grounders. Stand top of the ball, 2-seam it, down into zone, think grounders. Hitters will swing down there.
12 ground ball outs in his outing in this game, with 2 outs here in the 7th. Robinson, the pinch hitter, fouling it off. 2-2. At second base, and Trey Turner with 2 down here in the 7th. Trying to get through the 7th, nearing 100 pitches. Next pitch will be 97 on the night. Full count.
Hey, uncharted territory for Luis Perdomo. Right? Most he's gone is 6 innings.
Sitting at 6 2/3 right now, trying to get through this 7th.
He's gone 6 4 times this year.
Saw Ben Revere. He's the top of the order, waiting on deck. On the ground by the mound. Schimpf will go to the backhand and the bobble. Reaching at first is Robinson. To third goes Turner. Ryan Schimpf looked like he was going to end this inning with that play.
Oh, that hurts. I think that's got to be an error. There's no way they can give a guy a hit on that. Even though he backhanded, he was plenty of time to get in front of it, and it is in fact D4.
So first and third. First miscue of the night for the Padres. 2 down in the inning. Top of the order, Ben Revere represents the tying run as he stands in on the left side. Revere 0 for 3 in the game tonight, and he'll take strike 1. Balsley on the phone to the pen.
Good first pitch right there with runners at the corners. Crunch time. Look at that movement, just threading the needle of the glove. That pitch is going to do that kid wonders. Bringing it back.
On the ground by the mound. Schimpf will have another chance. Will go to first and gets him barely. Bang bang play, but a nice play by Schimpf. And 2 are left on by the Nationals. Another ground ball out for Perdomo. We have played 7 from Washington. It's the Padres on top 5-2. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Former Padre Oliver Perez into the game now for Washington, their 3rd pitcher of the night.
Well, Oli Perez, back in the day, the walks were a big issue. Sure, a little high 10, maybe in 27 plus, but look at the strikeouts, 34. A very funky delivery, fastball, breaking ball. Always working from the stretch. He'll vary his moves. He'll overthrow at times as well, and that's when he runs into trouble.
Takes over for Felipe Rivero. Went 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody. Struck out 3, so 2 scoreless innings. Off balance cut right there by Yangervis Solarte. Evens at 1-1. Solarte with a single to right field back in the 4th inning. 1 for 3 night for the Padres' 3rd baseman. Popped up. They're coming from everywhere towards the mound. And the second baseman, Trey Turner, takes charge and handles out number 1 of the inning. So Solarte retired and Alex Dickerson coming up. Dickerson 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts and a pop out. Brad Hand, the left-hander, up in the Padres pen. We saw Dominguez warming last inning, but now the left-hander warms in the pen. How good is Luis Perdomo been tonight?
Oh, he's been electric. What a pleasure to watch. Dynamite. Fabulous.
Strike in there to Dickerson.
Oh, Pokemon Go? Is there a Pikachu here?
I'm so out of the loop on that.
I am too.
I'm not sure I get it. Do you understand it?
I get the concept, but I'm not going to download the app and play it.
No, you're not doing it.
I'm sure. Me? Come on. I can't think straight for 2.5 minutes. You think I'm going to do that?
Back towards the hill, and Perez will take care of Dickerson for the second out of the 8th inning. 2 up, 2 down here against the former Padre, and it'll bring up Alexei Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 3 in the ball game. He's played very well defensively tonight for the Padres. He's fly to right, grounded to the mound. Last time up, a hot shot, lined out to third base. What a nice catch made by Anthony Rendon. To right field, where Bryce Harper is stationed out there. He'll put it away. Middle of the cap high to end the inning. Headed to the last of the 8th with the Padres on top 5-2. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Welcome back to our nation's capital as the Padres are here for 3 in D.C. and have a 5-2 lead over the Nationals. Brad Hand checking into his 48th game of the year after a spectacular outing tonight from Luis Perdomo.
Oh, he was lights out, Luis Perdomo. Brad Hand pitched yesterday in St. Louis, a third of an inning, the left-handed specialist, as Travis Jankowski will go and play center field and move Melvin Upton Jr. over to left.
So Dickerson coming out of the game. The Padres, after a tough night last night for the bullpen, hoping for better results tonight as Jason Worth leads it off and takes a look at ball 1. Worth had a home run back in the first inning on Perdomo. The 2 runs Perdomo allowed both came in the first inning. Then 6 shutout innings after that in a 7-inning effort. Longest outing of the year for Perdomo. There's a strike. And for Perdomo, 7 innings, only 4 hits. 2 runs, walked a batter, struck out 3. Line down the left field line, out ahead of that, and foul.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, on the left, going over the outing with Luis Perdomo. And some defense as well. It's the second effort. Solarte pointing to Wallace and saying, hey, thank you very much for the pick. And a nice play over third base there. So helping out his pitcher, Luis Perdomo. Hey, the gold not slowing him down.
I had Perdomo for 13 ground ball outs in this game tonight.
That's fabulous. That means the 2-seamers working down to the zone, and he'll get to the point to where he'll go up and out of the zone by design, knowing he can do that. But the one pitch that really sticks out to me is that 2-seamer into the lefties that straightens him up a little bit and gets that inside corner for the called strike. That is nasty.
2-2, and that is down and in, a full count. Perdomo hoping the bullpen can take care of business here in the 8th and 9th. Brad Hand first out of the pen in this 8th inning. In the air, first base way. Wallace going into foul ground. He'll have a play, and he makes it. Good backpedaling play by Wallace for the first out here in the 8th inning on Worth. Again, a terrific night for Luis Perdomo.
Well, after that 2-run that were given up in the first inning, he really bounced back. Working down to the zone, the 2-seamer down, the breaking ball down. He really took care of Bryce Harper on 3 pitches, and when you're doing that, you're doing something special. Working quickly, working efficiently, not being phased at all, and there's the line. And Luis Perdomo, that's a great night in the big leagues, especially against a club like the Washington Nationals at their yard.
One down here in the 8th inning brings up Daniel Murphy. He's been kept in check by Perdomo tonight. 3 ground ball outs off the bat of Murphy in the game, 0 for 3. Murphy coming into this game hitting at .350. He's got a hit against Hand, a single, 1 for 10. This lefty-lefty matchup with 1 out in the 8th. And falls behind 2-0. Nationals closer, Jonathan Papelbon warming in the pen. Just back from the intercostal strain that had him miss some games. In fact, he's been out a while. He was first out when the Nationals came to San Diego to take on the Padres. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. There's Papelbon. Two-1 to Murphy. He'll take it, and that's strike 2.
That's paint.
Perfect spot.
Left-handed Brad Hand kind of crossfire to the left-handed hitting Murphy, and then getting that angle down and away. That's tough to hit. That's very tough to hit. Brad also goes from that first base side of the rubber, so it makes it even difficult with that angle coming right at that right hip pocket.
Yeah, he's way over.
Yes, he is.
In the air to right. Kemp going back, still going towards the track and the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run for Daniel Murphy, his 19th of the year, and it's now 5-3. Nationals making some noise right now here in the 8th. Well, Murphy had been quiet all night thanks to Perdomo. Lefty-lefty matchup goes to Murphy on the home run.
Well, after dotting the fastball down and away, this is a hangy breaky ball. Just doesn't get it out there. Doesn't mean you can throw it. Can't throw him a breaky ball, but he stays on it. We know what Daniel Murphy's been doing all year. Athletic crouch. Spinning on the soft breaking ball. Just didn't get it out. The outer half of the plate to maybe make him fish for it. Catching too much of the plate.
And the Padres going into the shift on the right side. Solarte will move from third base to the right side. As Harper now stands in. See the shift in point for him on that right side. This will get away for ball one. So Murphy, who had been 1 for 10 in his career against Hand with a single, adds a home run to his resume. And gets the Nationals back within 2. On the corner. Perdomo tonight against Murphy, Harper, and Ramos. Collectively 2 for 8, couple singles, but a lot of ground outs, 5 of them, and a strikeout mixed in. He's hoping the bullpen can help him out, and so far has given a run back. Strike 2.
And I tell you what, more eyes are opening and more people are going to start talking at great length about Luis Perdomo. Word travels quickly. We all know that. With all the technology these days, people are going to be saying, wow, did you see that outing by Perdomo in Washington?
Takes it for strike 3, outside corner, and Harper's got some stuff to say to Dan Bellino. Home plate umpire, he thought it was outside. He's out number 2. So 2 away in the 8th. Big strikeout right there for Hand.
And after the first at bat of the night, a walk, scoring a run, a very frustrating night. It looks like a pretty good pitch. And you know what? He may have gotten a call. And you know what? You know what my gripe is? God forbid a pitcher does that to an umpire on a call. Oh my gosh, he's going to rip off his mask and read him the riot act and go out in front of home plate and stare him down and point at him.
Be
But
tossed.
a hitter?
So 2 down here in the 8th. Wilson Ramos the batter, and he'll take strike 1. Ramos with a look back as well to Bellino. 1 for 13 in his career against Brad Hand.
Eddie Rodriguez telling one of the infielders, go to your right a little bit more. Like Ryan Schimpf at second base.
Fouled off to the right, out of play.
Well, let's not forget Brad Hand's touching 95, 96 recently.
Yes, he is.
He's bringing it.
And Bauer, another guy bringing it. Power out of the pen. Two outs, last of the 8th. Padres on top 5-3. Nationals have gotten a run back here so far in the bottom of the 8th on the home run by Daniel Murphy. Bounces in for ball 1. Line to center field, in for a hit. Wilson Ramos has his 3rd hit of the night. Tying run will come to the plate now for the Nationals with 2 outs here in the 8th.
Well, Don, it's a save situation, and a save, usually a guy comes in the 9th inning for hopefully a 1-2-3 inning. But hey, what about the 4-out save or the 5-out save? Well, this is all-time leaders, Major League Baseball, all-time leaders who have had to go more than 3 outs to get a save to come in the 8th. or prior to that, Raleigh Fingers, 201 times. Rich Gossage, Bruce Sutter, back in the day when it was 2+ innings to record a save. That's a lot of innings to record a save.
Well, they'll be looking tonight for 4 outs from their closer as Mauer makes his way in. 5-3 Padres. Padres have the lead over the Nationals. We're in the midst of the 8th inning with 2 outs and a runner at first base. As we are back here in Washington, the Padres and Nationals in the first of 3. Mauer on for a 4-out save. This would be the first time that he's been able to complete that task if he can get it done.
And the key here, early get a grounder. You go the short way to get out of this inning, throw as few pitches as possible to get back in that dugout.
Anthony Rendon will send it to center field. Jankowski coming in full bore to make the catch. Good running catch by Travis Jankowski. The defensive change made this inning by Andy Green works out very well. And the Padres have a 2-run lead as we head to the 9th. Travis Jankowski getting it done. Your star of the game, and how about Matt Kemp? A 2-home run performance, 4 RBIs in the night, solo shot in the first inning, and a 3-run job in the 5th inning. Part of a 4-run 5th inning for the Padres that gave them a 5-2 lead at the time. It's on to inning number 9. Oliver Perez remains on the hill. You get Brett Wallace leading it off here in the 9th. Perez had a 1-2-3 8th inning. Wallace has walked, been hit by a pitch, and singled. He's been aboard 3 times. Look out. That one thrown behind him.
Yeah, breaking ball that got away from Oliver Perez. No harm, no foul. Hey now.
How about that one, though? And warnings are being handed out after Wallace was hit.
Why would there be a warning there?
76 miles an hour.
And you know what? Because that's not fair to the Padres. As Andy Green's like, he's got a right to gripe too, because now it takes the inside part of the plate away from the Padres pitching staff if they want to choose to. I see no reason why they would warn him here. I mean, there was no intent. 2 breaking balls from Oliver Perez. And you know what? Why would Oliver Perez want to put him on base when they only trail by 2?
Right, to begin an inning.
Unwarranted, I think.
That's not having a real good feel of what's going on.
No, it's not. You know, and Andy's got a gripe too, because that takes the aggressiveness out of his pitching staff.
Well, pitching change with nobody out of the 9th inning as Brett Wallace is hit. Warnings have been handed out. Padres have a 5-3 lead. Five to 3, the Padres have the lead. The Washington Monument here in Washington as the Padres will deal the new pitcher. Kind of an unusual time to bring in your closer, but that's what Dusty Baker's doing here. He's getting some work for Jonathan Papelbon, and both managers were not happy with that warning that was just assessed. Both sides contending that that was not an obvious situation where Perez was throwing at Brett Wallace, but warnings have been issued nevertheless.
So Dusty Baker, even though they trail, wants his closer out there to close down the Padres and not add on to that 5. But you know, we talked about it before break, but there's no reason why Oliver Perez would be throwing at Brett Wallace. The Nationals trail by 2. The last thing he wants to do is put another runner on base for the Padres to add on. And I just think, you know, you have a feel for the game the way it's going. And I think it was unwarranted, the warning.
Saw Rosales pinch running at first base now for the Padres. And Derek Norris 0-for-3 in the game. He was grounded out, fly down, struck out. Now, if you're going to hit somebody, you're going to do it with a fastball. You're not going to do it with a breaking ball at 76 miles an hour. On the right field line and foul. Papelbon getting some work here. Kind of an unusual time, as we mentioned. Closers who come in sometimes these situations not the best. Dusty Baker going to him here, trying to keep this a 2-run deficit. Get his team to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lead runner on for the Padres in Rosales, who's pinch running. Good sized lead. And there he goes as time was called right before Rosales left, and Papelbon stopped his delivery. Barely. So Rosales back to first base. Papelbon, who does hold the ball a long time, did here, and time was called right there.
Adam had a huge jump.
Throw to first and almost thrown away. Murphy reaching around the runner to pull that in.
I'll tell you what, anything off target to Murphy to where he has to reach that way towards the outfield, that's dicey. We saw it earlier in the game.
Yep. Oark was charged with an error.
Oh, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, whoa.
Trey Turner has been starting at second base to get him in the lineup. Murphy moving to first base. 1-2. In the air to right. Harper headed over towards the line. Will get there with plenty of time to spare for the first out of the 9th inning. So 1 down. Rosales still at first. And Jankowski coming up. Jankowski has been starting for the Padres from time to time out there in center field. Came in as a defensive replacement. Made a very nice catch to end the last of the 8th inning. Good running grab. Green making that switch and worked out very well defensively. Well, Jankowski bats with 1 out, runner at first base. Ball 1.
This is where you want the wheels to come off for the Nationals. You get a run across, get something snowballing here late in the game.
7 saves last year for Papelbon after he came over from Philadelphia. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 93. There was a day when he was upwards of 97, 98. No longer the case.
I was just going to ask you about that because, you know, Trevor Hoffman, when he first came up, he threw upper 90s, very, very firm. And it's almost as if Trevor and a guy like Papelbon, they kind of have to reinvent themselves and really rely on location to go with that off-speed stuff.
7 seasons in Boston for Papelbon. 3.5 with Philadelphia. And now into his 2nd season after the trade last year in Washington. Look at the in-game box score for the Padres tonight offensively. All 5 runs off the national starter Tanner Roark. 5 runs in 5 innings. Another check and Rosales back to the bag. No saves in any season. 41 saves for Papelbon. That was back in 2008 for the Red Sox, and he was part of the 07 world champion Red Sox team that swept the Colorado Rockies. One. Swing and a miss. High fastball.
Kind of sneaky fast at 92, huh?
Hides the baseball relatively well. He's always been a pretty slow worker.
You think?
Peering in for a 1-2 pitch with 1 out in the 9th. Another throw to first, and Rosales back to the bag.
I thought Joaquin Benoit was slow. This is Much slower than Joaquin.
Another throw, and Rosales having to dive back head first again. Andy Green would love to grab some insurance here in the top half of the ninth inning. The Padres on top 5-3. One out, runner at first base. Jankowski down on the count, 1-2.
He's got to think left center field here. Papelbon trying to pound away.
And a swing and a miss. Fastball is hardest that he has thrown one since coming in.
Well, save it a little extra with 2 strikes. Up and out of the Travis has to protect. And just enough near the plate to where it's enticing enough to try to foul that one off and get another shot. But the punch out for Jonathan Papelbon.
2 down in the ninth, and it brings up Melvin Upton Jr. For 4 night. Last time up, grounded into a double play. The one part, a single and a run scored in the 5th inning.
Looks like a pretty good pitch. Off the plate just a little bit.
Daniel Murphy continuing to hold Rosales on at first. Tried only one time to steal, and time was called when he did. Gets a strike call that time. A little closer to the edge this time.
Yeah, you know, that wasn't really a sharp, big depth type breaking ball, but just enough. Had a little bit of tilt to it to make a difference and make that fastball look a little sharper. These guys watching every move of Papelbon. Getting the sign into the stretch, seeing if they can pick any little thing up.
Foul back, 1-2. Tomorrow, game 2 of the series. Edwin Jackson, the start for the Padres, matched up in a tall task against Max Scherzer. 1-1 so far as Edwin Jackson. 10-6 on the year for Scherzer. The nifty 2.94 earned run average. The 1-2 pitch. On the ground towards third. Rondon will go to first base for the out. That'll send us to the bottom of the ninth inning. Padres holding on to a 2-run lead on top 5-3. A game here tonight so far in Washington as Matt Kemp got the scoring started for both teams with a home run in the first inning. Back came the Nationals, though. Jason Worth with a home run of his own. They'd get 2 in that first inning, but Kemp back at it again. Kemp with a 3-run home run, all part of a 4-run 5th inning for the Padres. They jumped out to the 5-2 lead. It was 5-3 with a runner at first, and Bauer comes in trying for the 4-out save and gets a little help from his friend Travis Jankowski out there in center field to make the catch. So a quick exit for him in that inning thanks to his defense, and now it's on to the bottom of the 9th inning. Bauer trying to finish it off. Adam Rosales stays in the game after pinch running for Brett Wallace. Rosales at first base.
You know, Don, you make a good point. It's not just about putting in pitchers in key situations, matchups, but also beyond that, defensively, speed, up the middle. It's exactly what Andy Green did when he inserted Travis Jankowski in center field, and that was a huge play.
Trey Turner with a wild hack there, finds himself down 1-2.
Not saying that Melvin Upton Jr. couldn't have made that play, but now you've got speed in left and in center field.
Dickerson coming out of the game, he had been in left. Turner with a swing and a miss. Awkward swing right there, and Mauer picks up his first K, and out number 1 of the 9th.
Oh, that is beautiful. You know, one of the things that's made Brandon Mauer much more successful as the season's gone on is the extension of that slider and being aggressive with it and not guiding it. It's exactly one of, yeah, that pitch will bring you to your knee.
So Mauer's got the first out here of the 9th, brings up Danny Espinosa. An 0-for-3 game for the number 8 hitter in this Nationals order. 2 flyouts to center and a ground out to third. Strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. Some tough hacks here so far against Mauer. He's kept him off balance so far. Padres now with 2 strikes on the batter. Going into the shift, Solarte moving from third base to the right side of the infield. Chris Heisey has come out on deck for the Nationals. No 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Espinosa's out number 2 of the 9th inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Mauer. 2 down.
Well, he's going right after these guys. Even though he missed with location, that was middle in. Ties up Espinosa for the 2nd out.
So Heisey is going to pinch hit here in the pitcher's spot with 2 down in the inning. Mauer has gotten 3 outs on 8 pitches. The final out of the 8th, the first 2 outs here of the 9th. The 1-0 outside for ball 2, 2-0. Outfield straight away here for the Padres. Now we're trying to go for his first more than 1 inning save. Showing bunt is Heisey, and he takes the strike. 96 from Mauer. Four home runs on the year for Heisey, 7 RBIs into his 52nd game. And ahead in the count, 3-1. Top of the order, Ben Revere waits on deck, but Mauer would rather take care of business right here. So would Andy Green. Ball 4, and the tying run will come to the plate now for the Nationals. So a 2-out walk to the pinch hitter Heisey, and that'll bring up Ben Revere. 0 for 4 in the game. Revere has flat out to left and 3 times grounded out to second base.
Now, as a pitcher here, you're working down in the zone. Yeah, up to 2 strikes, go for the strikeout. But I'm sorry, after 2 strikes, the strikeout. But early on, hey, you got to force at second base. You go the short way to get out of this one.
Veer will take ball 1 down and in. Looked like a good pitch. Didn't get credit for it. Slapped at it, fouls it off to the left out of play. Turner struck out. Espinosa struck out. Heisey with a walk with 2 down. Tying run at the plate for the Nationals. A 1-1. In the air to center field. Playable for Travis Jankowski, drifting back. He'll make the catch and the Padres win. Now the Padres able to take the first of this 3-game series against the Nationals, and a good start to this series and a big night for Matt Kemp. 2 home runs in the game. Mike Pomerantz, what do you got in store?